So I have finished running the 50 maps I'm running for the current Atlas strategy. I've been running Searing Exarch, Tormented Spirits, Harbinger, Lockboxes, and Expedition. And I talked about the strategy in the previous one of my previous videos, but I want to see how I'd perform. And this stemmed off the Wandering Path strategy that I was using to fill out my Atlas at the beginning of the league. This is the loot tab, and in the loot tab, you'll notice a couple things. One, there's not very much chaos, only 46, and I did not get only 46 chaos out of this process. I got much more than that. Between selling various items and flask I picked up that I crafted, I have more than sustained enough chaos. That being said, if you do a little math here, the invitation, every 28 maps, every map costs 6 chaos. So 28 maps times 6, that means 168 chaos is the cost that I'm paying over 28 maps. And that being said, an invitation sells for about 182. That alone is sustaining my cost for using the Harbinger craft on the map device. You'll notice there's also no sextants in here. I've sustained my sextants as well. I've purchased just the Harbinger's drop additional currency. Everything else I've rolled myself. So this is what I've obtained from this. You also notice there's no Tusion currency from the exotic coins, and that's where this came from, was spending that. I spent, I believe it was 1 divine. I made like 1.5-ish divines using 1 divine worth of to the exotic coins. Also, there's 40, I think this is 24, 48. So there's 47 maps here. I've way over sustained maps. That's my leftover maps. This right here, I started with 16 Crimson Temples and like 20 Crimson Temples and 16 city squares. I have 1 city square left. And I have 46 Crimson Temples here, and then another 47 Crimson Temples over here. So I am well above the map threshold that I wanted to keep. Scarabs, the remaining currency that I've used, and the reason there's not chaos in here is because I used the chaos as I found it to purchase the scarabs for the map. And I started this process with 100 chaos. And I know not all of it's from that, but I currently have 672 chaos. I've sold some flask. I've sold not scarabs, just finding raw chaos. I was averaging an additional 5 per map, roughly. And the scarab cost is, the scarabs I was running were a polished torment spirit that cost 2 chaos, a rusted ambush, that's 2 chaos, a rusted expedition, 2 chaos, and a rusted harbinger, 2 chaos. So 8 chaos. I'm sustaining 5 at the very minimum, and so it's only costing me 3 chaos per map. The few sales that I've made since then have taken care of that, but clearly I'm making way more than that as a whole, because 672 to 100, and I have not added anything else in here. So it's done very well. That being said, I've basically sustained the cost of the scarabs. I sustained the cost of the sextants. I've sustained the maps. I've sustained the map crafting cost, which means everything left over seen in this tab is pure profit. I have added that into excellence, and excellence is showing that to be worth 17.23 divine. These maps have taken me about 6 minutes per map to run, so 6 times 50 maps is 300 minutes. 300 minutes divided by 60, it should be 5. So that is roughly 5 hours of total mapping over the last several days. I go a bit slower than this, and Harbinger tends to slow down a little bit because you have to stop for the mobs. 17.23 divided by 5. So three and a half divine an hour is what this was amounting to. And I mean, that's relatively low investment. 8 chaos. So I basically 14 chaos per map. Once again, though, all of that was sustained. I don't think that's overly bad. So the reason I'm switching off of Expedition is I found that Expedition is a bit rippy, and it's really hard because of all the modifiers that that enhance the monsters, making them immune to stuff, making all hits crit, all hits stun, and different mechanics like that. It makes it very hard to jump in with a tormented spirit on you and just run through the group of monsters and survive. As a result, you die, or at least I've died constantly. I'm sure there are builds that can do this. As far as I am, once again, I'm relatively tanky with 80% evasion and 78% physical damage reduction. I'm chaos and elemental resistance capped, and I cannot run through that safely in any capacity. And I have, with Lucky, I have 100% spell suppression too. And I can't even come close to running through those. I die every single time. So I think Expedition, if you have a build that could run through the mob with a ghost on you, I think it would be phenomenally valuable. That being said, I cannot manage that on this character. And for the same reason, I will be removing Harbingers. I like the Tormented Spirits. That's been fun to run so far this league, so I'm going to keep with that. I'm going to remove the Tormented Spirit or the Harbingers because I don't think they're the way their loot works. You get all the loot at the end, so enhancing the single monster doesn't seem to enhance the drop unless it's a combined drop of all of them, and I'm not sure. But I haven't noticed a difference between having a ghost on me and then killing off a Harbinger and not having a ghost on me and killing off a Harbinger. It has not made a bit of difference so far. So yeah, it's time to switch that off.